Fearless. A boy who's never afraid, a world thick with ghosts and riddles, and a quest to learn the meaning of fear. When nothing can shake you, the wildest journey is just beginning. Once upon a time, in a land where even shadows told stories, there lived a wealthy merchant whose only son was unlike any other child for miles around. This boy was utterly, gloriously fearless. He was not afraid of anything, not in the slightest. While other folk shuddered at tales that gave them chills, Fearless would rush off to seek out every haunted castle, cemetery, crossroads, or churchyard that people dared whisper about. He didn't care if it was noon or midnight. He would go wherever there was a hint of something strange or spooky. One day, Fearless announced,
"If there's nothing here that can frighten me, even though folks can't stop chattering about it, I suppose I'll have to set out and find out what it truly means to be afraid."
His father's heart quaked at the thought. He racked his brain for a way to scare his son enough to keep him at home, but nothing came to mind. In desperation, he turned to the village priest, offering a generous sum if only he could put real fright into the boy and stop him from wandering off into danger.
"It's not easy. He's simply too bold,"
sighed the father.
"Leave it to me,"
replied the priest, eyes twinkling.
"Send him to me tonight."
The priest secretly conspired with his sexton, and when Fearless arrived, the priest put on a somber face.
"Oh, good evening, Father. What did you want to see me about?"
"Well, my boy, a strange thing has happened. My sexton died quite suddenly, and tonight no one dares ring the church bell at 9, for they say the dead man will haunt the tower. But I know you're not one to be scared by silly tales."
"No worries at all. I'll ring the bell for you."
The priest smiled privately. He had arranged for a corpse to be hung from the bell rope in place of the usual cord. Fearless could hardly wait for 9 o'clock. He marched up the dark tower stairs, feeling only the curious thrill of cool stone beneath his hands. Reaching for the rope, his fingers grasped a pair of cold, dangling legs. He only thought, "So that's the dead sexton," and took hold of the corpse's ankles.
"Let's see if you'll still cause trouble after this."
He yanked until the bell rang out loud and true, but with the ringing, the corpse's head tumbled off one way and the body collapsed the other.
"Well, if you could climb up here, you can climb down by yourself. Come on, get moving."
He left the body where it had fallen and went down. Beneath the tower, the priest waited, pale and trembling.
"So, did you see anything? Are you all right?"
"Nothing to worry about. There was a corpse hanging from the bell rope, so I just rang the bell for him. His head fell off, but that's not my fault."
"Mercy, this is a disaster. The sexton's supposed to be in his coffin in the chapel, surrounded by candles. Who knows if he'll stay there now, or if he'll be back in the tower by midnight. And someone needs to go and tend the candles at midnight too."
"That's no trouble. I'll tend the candles for you. Then I'll see for myself what the dead are really like."
The priest agreed, hoping Fearless would finally get a proper fright. At midnight, Fearless entered the chapel. The sexton, wrapped in white, lay in his coffin. As Fearless wiped the candles, the corpse slowly sat up, its voice groaning from the darkness like the wind through crypt stones.
"Why do you disturb me? Stand still, because this is where you will die. Lie here in my place, and I will rise and take your place in the world."
Fearless calmly stepped forward.
"What's wrong with you? Didn't you die properly? Lie back and rest. I have nothing to do with the dead."
But the corpse lifted its arms, legs, then tried to embrace him. Fearless grew annoyed.
"What's the matter with you? It seems you didn't say a proper goodbye to this world. All right then. I'll send you off for good."
He snapped a leg off a nearby stool and whacked the corpse on the head. Blood spurted from nose and mouth, and the sexton flopped back into the coffin. By morning, panic spread through the village. Neither priest nor merchant could think how to bring the corpse back to life again. And soon enough, they decided to send Fearless away until the ruckus blew over. His father gave him a sword, a sturdy horse, and a pouch of coins. His mother packed a hearty farewell meal: cheese, bread, smoked meats, dumplings, and sweet rolls for the journey. Fearless set off, cheerful as ever, into the wide, wild world. Even if it meant traveling under the cloak of night, he simply couldn't wait for adventure. He spent his first night in the forest, threading his way through thickets so dense the sunlight barely touched the ground. He wandered sheep trails through steep slopes, wild valleys, towering ridges, and mysterious clearings where only the bravest sheep would graze. Days passed and his food ran out. He nibbled on blueberries and roots, feeding his horse on scrappy grass, and pressed on for weeks, sleeping wherever he could find shelter. At last, starving and exhausted, he came upon a grand castle perched like an egg on a round rock. What he didn't know was that 12 wicked spirits haunted this place, and no door would open for him, until, at sunset, the gates suddenly swung wide. Inside, a stable gleamed, hay piled high, and oats waiting in the trough. He found a table set with embroidered cloth, bread, salt, and a goblet of wine. On the glass was written, "For the refreshment of the wandering guest." He sat, drank, and food appeared as if by magic. When he finished, he found a bed in a side room and slept like a prince. At midnight, the castle shook with a tremendous crash. 12 spirits stormed in, swinging clubs.
So you're the one who fears nothing? Just wait. We'll show you terror for trespassing in our castle.
Before he could speak, they dragged him into their midst and battered him from head to toe, as if he were nothing but a sack of straw. They might have broken every bone, but as the hour struck, the spirits vanished. Barely crawling, he found his way to bed. Luckily, he discovered a jar of magical ointment. He smeared it on his bruises, and in moments, felt as good as new. He slept soundly till dawn. In the morning, another wonderful meal waited. Fearless ate his fill.
We'll see about that, you fiends. Last night you didn't even let me get a word in. Next time, I'll be ready.
But all day, the castle was empty. Only the horse in the stable greeted him, tossing its mane and stamping its hooves. He searched the castle from attic to cellar and finally found a tiny door set in one wall. Behind it, a magical garden opened with a shimmering lake at its center. In the lake was a beautiful maiden, trapped up to her arms in water.
What are you doing here, lovely maiden? Why don't you come out?
I wish I could, but I'm under a curse. 12 spirits have haunted me here since I was 12 years old. My parents escaped far away thanks to royal anointing, but I've been trapped, neither above nor below the water, ever since. If you can survive 2 more nights, you will set me free. But be warned, the spirits will tempt, trick, and torment you, trying to make you speak. If you say even a word, you'll perish.
I trust fate and a bitter courage. Don't worry for me.
That evening, another feast appeared. After dinner, Fearless tried to sleep, but as midnight neared, ants seemed to crawl up and down his back. The spirits arrived, this time circling him, whispering, flattering, asking questions, trying everything to make him talk. Fearless stayed silent as a stone. Enraged, they tossed him like a leather ball from wall to wall, pounding him with their clubs, but not a groan escaped his lips. When the hour struck, they vanished. Barely able to move, he crawled to the ointment and healed himself, then slept until morning. In the garden the next day, the maiden was free up to her waist, her beauty brighter than ever. Fearless spent the day talking with her by the water's edge. On the third night, the spirits returned with even darker tricks. The largest pointed a huge iron spit at his bed. Again, they tried to charm him into speaking, but when words failed, they shrieked.
If you won't talk, we'll make you scream.
They threw him on the spit and roasted him alive over flames. When he was nearly done, they tore chunks from him, shouting,
If that's not enough, we'll tear you to pieces.
but at the last stroke of midnight, they vanished. Weak and burned, he crawled to the ointment and healed. By morning, servants tiptoed around to bring him fine clothes, and the maiden greeted him dressed in dazzling splendor. She thanked him for her rescue and gave him a white handkerchief embroidered with her name and her parents' names.
This is your guarantee you have won me, but you must take me to my father's house. There, our wedding shall be held.
Fearless agreed, and soon they set off together on horseback, hearts light as birds. One night on their journey, they stopped at a remote inn run by a witch and her daughter. The place was thick with shadows and strange smells, and the witch watched Fearless with a greedy glint in her eye. That night, as Fearless slept, she crept to his bedside and, with a prick of a needle hidden in his coat, cast him into a death-like sleep. In the morning, the maiden found Fearless cold as stone. Heartbroken, she buried him beneath a willow tree behind the inn, whispering a promise to remember him always. With tears in her eyes, she continued on her way. But no sooner had she disappeared down the road than the witch crept out and, with a flick of her hand, brought Fearless back to life. Days blurred together as Fearless wandered the woods, desperate to escape, but always finding himself at the same old door. When hope was almost gone, a wise woman appeared on the forest path.
Poor boy, do you know what's been done to you?
He could only stare at her and whisper,
No.
You've been bewitched and bound to this place.
she said gently. With a wave of her hand, she broke the spell, handing him a magical herb.
Put this in your left shoe and go straight to the inn. The witch will turn into a black cat and attack you. Kick her with your left foot and she'll melt away. Then collect your things and return to me.
He did as told. A huge black cat lunged at him, but with a quick kick, it dissolved into a puddle of tar. Hardly had the last drop disappeared when Fearless hurried back to the wise woman.
Thank you, wise mother. What should I do now?
Follow the middle road. Don't turn left or right. Climb the mountain, and in the garden at the top, you'll find flowers pressed down by human bones. Gather and bury the bones. If you do, a beast will come. Ask it only for news of your beloved.
Fearless climbed the mountain, buried the bones, and the flowers bloomed. A great beast appeared, praised him, and asked what he wished.
Tell me where my lost princess is.
I don't know, but I'll call all my subjects from around the world.
The ground shook as every beast answered the call, but none had seen the princess.
Perhaps the birds know. Go to my brother, the Bird King.
Fearless entered another garden where the Bird King summoned birds from every sky. None had seen the maiden, until an ancient eagle circled down.
Why are you so late?
The king demanded.
I was flying over the Black Sea, carrying a princess for the Black Sea King. She's just now preparing for her wedding.
Is she well? Can we reach her wedding in time?
I'm old and tired, but I'll try. Climb on, and if we fall, it's in fate's hands.
They soared over the sea, landing near the city where the princess's father lived.
Thank you, Eagle. How can I repay you?
For good, good in return. Draw your sword and cut off my head. Take my heart, cut it so it stays together on one side. Whenever you open it, you'll find whatever you wish. Do it now, so I may finally rest.
Fearless hesitated, his hands trembling. He had no wish to harm the mighty eagle who had carried him so far. But the bird insisted, and so, with a heavy heart, Fearless obeyed. He hurried to the city and settled in an inn. There, he heard everyone talking about the king's wedding. Anyone who attended would be fed, toasted, and paid a gold coin each hour. Fearless decided,
If that's how it is at the king's, then my own wedding should be even grander.
he ordered a golden carriage, fine horses, and the best food and drink. Anyone who came to his wedding would receive 5 gold coins an hour. Soon, everyone flocked to Fearless's feast, leaving the royal palace empty. The king begged him to stop, inviting him to the royal wedding instead. Fearless rode to the castle incognito, letting his servant play the master while he disguised himself as a coachman. At the ball, his servant was honored, wined and dined, but insisted he was no dancer. He suggested his companion, the cleverest footman in the world. The princess overheard and, intrigued, agreed to dance with this mysterious servant. As they danced, Fearless dropped the handkerchief the maiden had given him. The princess caught it and stared. Her heart raced as she realized whose it was. For a moment, she could hardly breathe. Then she turned to the whole hall and declared,
I will not marry anyone except the one who owns this handkerchief.
The music stopped as the princess held the handkerchief aloft, her gaze searching the crowd. For a heartbeat, the hall was silent. Then Fearless, now dressed in his own clothes, stepped forward. The princess rushed into his arms, and joy filled the room. And so Fearless, who had always dared to follow the unknown, found a happiness greater than any treasure. Listen closely, and you'll hear. Sometimes bravery is the truest magic of all.